Right, hello and welcome to all the listeners out there. Richard Gow here. So today I want to talk about the monkey brain, right? If you guys haven't heard of the monkey brain, it's a part of mindfulness practice, right? The monkey brain it's that time when you're trying to be silent, you're trying to be quiet, you're trying to concentrate, but everything in your brain is going haywire. Now imagine you go to, the zoo, right? Let's take the zoo. You go to the zoo and you go to the monkey enclosure, and there's hundreds of monkeys everywhere. And they're running, they're jumping, they're playing, they're going nuts, they're playing with each other. They're running on wheels, they're swinging from the bars, they're going nuts. So imagine the monkey cage is your brain. And all the monkeys represent every thought that you've got lolling around and going absolutely berserk inside your head. So what you want to try and do is try to calm the monkey brain, right? The thoughts that are going absolutely nuts. And there's a couple of techniques that you can do, that you can use to accomplish this. Largely, the most sought after one is called mindfulness. About bringing yourself back to yourself and concentrating on your breathing is one of the main focuses of mindfulness. So let's talk a little bit more about this monkey brain, right? Because I have a monkey brain. I have so many crazy thoughts bouncing around at every second of every single day, which, affects my sleep, it affects my productivity, it affects the way that I speak to people, right? I overthink everything. I think that's a byproduct of the monkey brain, is that you overthink everything. All those little monkey thoughts just want to keep playing. They want to keep playing. They want to have their space. They want to do their thing. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. So, how I deal with my monkey brain is, I guess I've learned over the course of my life, and I continue to learn how to deal with these things, but I try and focus my thoughts and my attention on where I am. So I concentrate on the physical. I look at things that I can see, objects, colors, and all of that. And this is a technique that I learned when I was in CBT. Now that's cognitive behavioral therapy. It's just techniques that kind of bring you back into the now. They help you with your anxiety, because a lot of anxiety and a lot of the monkey brain is thinking about everything else, right? Everything else in the past, everything else in the future, everything that has, I guess it doesn't have nothing to do with what you're doing right now, but it doesn't have any place in what you're doing right now. Because, like if you're sitting at your computer and you're doing some work, thinking about skydiving next week, Wednesday, has got really very, very little to do with the work that you're doing. So trying to focus that monkey brain in on what you're doing can really enable you to get that focus going, to get that drive going. Because part of productivity is making sure that you are an active participant in whatever you're doing. Now, I've said active participant a couple of times in our little talks, and I think that's like our superpowers, right? Trying to calm that monkey brain and to be actively involved in what you're doing. One, it'll help you to learn a lot quicker. Two, you'll get the work done because you won't be so distracted by everything else around you. And it'll just help you move forward by being that active participant. Because can you imagine you're typing up a report, right? And you're not quite all the way there. And I've done this so many times when I'm taking notes and I'm reading something off a computer screen and I'm making notes, and when you get down to the end of the page, you revise the page, and have you ever had that you've written the same thing like 2 or 3 times? I have. That is the monkey brain at play, because you're not actually concentrating on what you're doing for the time that you're doing it. So the frustration then comes in is that you have to redo it because those monkeys were having a good time and it didn't allow you to really be invested in what you were doing. So, how do we actually do this? It takes practice. Just like everything else in life, it takes a whole bunch of practice to, make friends with your monkeys, to make friends with all the thoughts that keep you up at night, and to give them the attention that they're so craving, and then to love them and let them go. Let them go play by themselves in the corner on the jungle gym and give you your space to do whatever you want to do. This is really so important for me as a human being because the monkey thoughts in my brain often take over. And I feel like I spread myself too thin a lot of the time, and then, the monkeys come out and they say like, oh, you're spreading yourself so thin and you can't get everything done and you're letting people down, you're letting yourself down, and those are the naughty monkeys, for want of a better phrase, that are, out there to cause trouble on the playground. And even those monkeys need love. And they need kindness so that they can go on their way and they can go and keep themselves preoccupied with something else and leave you alone. It's not going to be easy. Everything is, difficult at the beginning. You need to, I think I've said this before, I'm sure I have, but you need to come to terms that you will probably not be good at it when you first start. You'll probably suck at it. I know I have, and I know that I continue to struggle with it. But that's not something to be afraid of. You can tame the monkey thoughts in your head. So today, spend some time, think about everything that's going on in your head, and then bring yourself to a quiet place in your head and in your surroundings. And give it a go, even if it's just for 30 seconds. Give it a try. That's how we get better. And on that, have a beautiful morning. And if it's evening, have a beautiful evening.